Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House, and you will always find us on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and then we'd love it if you would hang out with us on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Well, I am back working on more ephemera using book pages, and I ran across an older Carrie the Crafter video that I just loved. I'll link it below when I post this one. And basically, I'm going to walk you through it, but I'm not going to actually do it on camera. His video is really great, and I don't have the same things that he used. I just wanted to use what I had in my stash. So basically, you need a book page, and I use different book pages. So here you go. And then you paint it with, honestly, I can't remember what he said to paint it with. But it's definitely something that if you paint or have done different crafts or mixed media, you probably have it. I just haven't done mixed media, and I'm not a painter, so I didn't have what he was talking about, and I can't remember the name of it. But, you know, I've used this Waverly White matte finish, so I thought, well, maybe that'll do the trick. Basically, what he was saying is you want something to where you can still kind of see that there's a page behind there, you know, so it didn't cover it completely. It wasn't like I was using acrylic. I'm thinking if well, this is acrylic, but like your craft paint, I would think if you had acrylic paint, just like regular acrylic paint that you get at like Michael's or what have you, I think you could maybe water it down a little bit and make it a little bit more transparent. Then what he did, excuse me, is he took tissue paper, just regular tissue paper that you wrap a gift in, and he used white, and he has a way that he cuts it that makes it work, which was a great idea. I didn't have any tissue paper. I'll tell you a little story. I remember when I had the grandkids over and we went through all the toys. Well, I had a couple of tubs of toys that I'm saving. I'm just saving. And and because we're waiting for a demolition of our garage, we are storing them in a storage unit. Well, I also had out my gift wrapping tubs. They have tissue and gift bags, etc. in them. I had those out because I wanted to go through those to see if there was anything I wanted to donate. And Joey took all of them to storage. He thought they were all going to go to storage. So I readily didn't have any tissue. So what I used was, I want to say it was tracing paper, very thin tracing paper. I felt like it worked. And then what you do, okay, so we've painted it. And then, I don't remember what he put on. I want to say it was gesso, but I can't promise. I didn't have that. What I had was this matte gel. It's just really jelly. And I squirted it in my little plate here. And I added some water to make it liquid. Painted over the chalk paint once the chalk paint had dried. And then I stamped like he did. I stamped on the tissue paper. Mine was the transfer or the tracing paper. Stamped on that, and then laid the tracing paper on top after I put a little bit of this down on it. And then I coated it again with this lightly, diluted with water. So you have a base of your acrylic matte something that you can see through. Please watch his video for full instructions. He's a pro. I'm just copying to the best of my ability. Anyway, so he used something and I used my chalk paint diluted, and then I went over it with a coat of this after it dried, light coat, and I diluted that with water too. Then I took my tracing paper and I stamped it. Here's some extra stamps haven't done anything with yet, and some extra book pages. Okay, so then I stamped that. So then after I put this on, while it was still wet, I laid that tissue paper, so to speak, my tracing paper down, and then it kind of sucks right to it, really. And then I just painted a light coat of this on it again, and then waited for it to dry. Okay, so that's where we're at. Ugh. It really, when you watch his, it really is simple. I don't know the names of the things that he used, but don't they look pretty? They really turn out pretty. And then we're going to paint them, and wait till you see the paintings that he did. His are really, really pretty. So yeah, I'm going to watercolor paint them. I'm not a painter. You know that I usually turn everything to mud. I'm going to move this stuff so I can open that. I'm going to try really hard not to turn it to mud. I did one. Oh, I meant to get some little Q-tips to help. But let's try another one. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just using a little paintbrush. You can use your water brush, you know. Let's go orange. I don't know. Well, let's just see. I just don't even know, but it's so fun. And, you know, what do you have to lose but you know, whatever time you put into it. I only had one dud. Well, I take that back. I had 2 duds because one tore. I got it too wet. And then the other one, what happened to the other one? Oh, the other one didn't come out. It didn't stamp well. Let me see if I can get you down there a little bit. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, it didn't stamp well, but it was no biggie. I mean, you could do this in as much detail as you possibly can, you know. I'm just going to put a few colors on it. Try to blend them without making them turn into mud. And I have to turn this paper. But one thing is, you know, there's when you have like trifocals like mine, the progressive ones, there's like a blind spot. What I mean by that is like there's a spot that's just going to be blurry. A couple of spots, I would say. If you have those, you probably know what I mean. Your glasses allow for something close up and very low, you know, like on your chest. You have to look down that far. Or something far away, like when you're driving, so that's good. Or something middle, kind of like maybe a computer or something to that effect. But anything in between those zones, for me, and maybe for others, is a no-go, is very blurry. So this is just a little bit blurry for me. But looking in the camera, I can see that I did get it colored. Okay. Now I think I'm just going to do yellow in the middle and see if it'll kind of blend out a little bit. I'll just do this yellow. Oops, got a little orange still. I'll do this yellow. And this paint, and see how I... I'm sure this is not the correct way of getting paint. I have no idea how to do it. But I kind of just work it in till I get it nice and saturated. So I don't know. And then these paints are not top-notch paints. These are the ones I got at Dollar General for $4. But for what I do, which is just a little bit of this and a little bit of that, these seem to work out, you know, pretty good. So my plan is to finish one of these. I hope you'll go and watch, because you may have all of the stuff he's talking about, but even if you don't have what I am using or what he is using, just think of the process. So the process is to kind of paint a book page to where you can see through it. You can do that by diluting. You could use pink. It doesn't have to be white. So dilute that. And then you can use something that helps to seal it, and put your tissue paper down. Now, he does talk about using Mod Podge, but Mod Podge can be a little bit sticky, or not take, I guess, not, a little bit sticky slick, not take the paint as well. I think once, like maybe if I put some vintage photo heavily on these, they'll look better. I have no idea why I decided to try this. I think the word gel made me want to try it, and matte. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to work okay. I think. All right, let's see. What other color do we want to do? I think I'll just do a green one. But anyways, yeah, so you could use whatever. You could just put your tissue down. You could just glue it down. See if that works out. Stamp your tissue and then glue it down. I think it's fun. The stamps, boy, they love that tissue paper. Well, I don't have tissue paper. He had tissue paper and it looked great. I have the tracing paper and I think it's taking it very well too. Although I could see where the tissue paper might take it even better. Just get a little bit of darker color. So I hope everybody's having a really good day. I want to say thank you to all of our subscribers, and welcome to new ones. We are just really grateful for all of you, and super grateful for the ones that keep supporting us. We appreciate that. And I had mentioned in another video where YouTube tells you how far a person watches your video, and so we average about 18 minutes into a video. So right now I'm at 13, so our average is 18. So with that, many of you don't hear every day, the closing that I give, and so I thought, well, maybe I'm going to start doing it in the beginning. I don't know, but I just part you're not even seeing this, okay. Part of the reason I wanted to do a YouTube channel, apart from supplementing retirement, and also leaving some words and crafts and fun for my grandchildren eventually, is that I wanted to just spread love and kindness and remind everybody that they're so loved. And so every day I want you to know that you're so loved. And not just that, but sometimes you wonder, does anybody ever think of me? And even though I'm this far away or out in the middle of, internet land, I do think of you. I don't know your face. I don't know your name, but I do think of you. And Joey and I pray blessings for you. And so I just don't ever want you to feel like you're ever alone. We want you to know that we pray blessings over you and you're so loved. So I let you know that at the end of every video. But if you're one of those that averages 18 minutes of watching our videos, I want you to know it up front. It's more important for me that you know it than that you watch our full videos. Okay. That one's a little sloppy, just I can't see. Oh my gosh, I missed that altogether, brother. All right, let's see if I can tissue it off. This is why I wanted to bring Q-tips, and I totally forgot about it. I should keep a little bit some little Q-tips in here. Bear with me just as I do that. Okay. All right. I don't know. They're okay. They're okay. I think I'm going to paint this thing real quick, and then we'll get down here to this bird. I think that bird's so pretty. That bird is, where are we at? Remember I went to the Dollar Tree the other day? That's off of this Dollar Tree stamp kit. It's pretty, huh? Stamped out fine. Okay, this one, I think I'm going to do brown. Very, very light brown. Mixing a little water in with it. Maybe a little more water. Yeah, I'm just going to do this like it's just a little note. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention that Ceri had said was make sure that whatever ink you use to stamp is a permanent ink. So I use the archival ink, and because you don't want it to smear when you put the water to it. Plus it dries really quick, so you don't accidentally smear it yourself. Okay, I think that's all right. I'm going to put just a little bit of yellow in a couple of spots just to give a little variation. Move that around a little bit. Okay. All right, now here we go. Let's see if I can find enough room here. Okay. Now, in my mind, I want to do a very kind of a blue. Somehow I've cracked that lid. Okay. Do this blue. I'm nervous. Ceri says it's just like coloring, within the lines. But for some reason, when I think of watercolor, I think of, a little bit more blending and things like that. Oh, gosh. I just added a little bit more water. Well, it ended up being a lot more water, but I added some water to help that move a little bit. Ha! Fingers are stuck. I'm just blotting a little bit, and I think that is looking okay. Blotted. My water's turning yellow, so no telling what color it's going to be when I do want to add just a little bit of this crazy pink. So in the future, I'll try to show you what I make with it. Well, maybe after this dries, I'll make something and I'll post it on my Facebook or Instagram. So hopefully you'll follow me on Facebook, Joey and I, and follow us on Instagram and see, you know, what ends up happening. It's fun. But I've told you several times before, I've got to learn when to stop. So I think we're getting close to stopping. And then one thing that Ceri did was he splattered it. Now, what did he splatter it with? I don't remember what he splattered it with. Black something. And what he did was he covered up his painting and splattered it. But I'm going to splatter it with... I'm going to cover this stuff up, though. I'm going to splatter it with the... I'm going to splatter it on the stuff. I'm not concerned about it getting on that. I like it. Again, I'm just using that black. And I think these are going to be 2 different tags. Butterfly specimen tag and the bird tag. Okay, now I need to let that dry or I'm gonna get everything back a little bit. There we go. So I think what I'm going to do is end up cutting it right in here somewhere and, making either a journal card. This will definitely be a long journal card. And I might trim it. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of fun, huh? Now I've got little splatters everywhere, but I'm going to lay that over there to dry. And use my little... Oh, boy. Let me get a wet wipe real quick. Because I want to show you something else that I have been thinking about working on. Tearing it. Once in a while I use a full one. Not very often. I can feel that this needs a good clean, and there's glue and stuff. Okay. All right. All right. Well, do you remember in my previous video, one of them, I was talking about using the Edith Holden to make me a new, here it is, to make me a new journal, maybe a correspondence journal, not a correspondence, but like an idea journal and stuff. And then I had also purchased at Dollar Tree a shower curtain, and I had an idea with that. It didn't work out. So, but what I wanted to show you is 2 covers and what my thoughts were. So the first one is I took an Edith Holden full page that was connected. You can see here, full page, and I sandwiched it in between that shower curtain, and then I stitched all the way around each side, so that the only reason I didn't go around the entire perimeter, and not this part, is because if I did, it'd be like 2 balloon pockets, I think. So I decided I would you know, go down the middle too. Okay, well, my sewing machine really slipped and slide, you know, had some slippage when I did that. And so you had these kind of things happen where you have some bubbles, you know, it's not perfect. It's still okay, and I'll use it for something, but it didn't turn out as good as I wanted. And not only that, but I didn't feel it was as organic as I wanted an Edith Holden to be. I did want to strengthen it because I wanted to use this for the cover, and I thought, remember I got this out because I was going to use that as well to help reinforce the back. But I don't know if you're like me, but I just can't cover up Edith Holden. I mean, which side would I cover up? This side with this beautiful nest, or this side with these gorgeous dandelions, or what have you? Or what are those? Lesser celandine? Anyways, I couldn't do it. So I wanted to figure out a way to do it without doing that. So this isn't great, but I'll use it for something. I don't know what. So then, of course, my next go-to was Mod Podge. So I Mod Podge front and back, and what I'll do to reinforce it is I'll reinforce the spine, you know, probably with some fabric or something. I'll reinforce the corners. I'll probably reinforce the spine in and out. And hopefully that having that Mod Podge on will help it to have a little bit more integrity, strength. So that's where I'm at, and I'm very eager to get started on this journal. So I may not know what I'm going to do with the spine here and the corners just yet, but I am going to need to figure out this spine. I want to go ahead and reinforce that with a piece of fabric or something, and I'm just probably going to look in my vintage or antique fabric and tear out a piece and glue it down, and then get going. So I might do that on camera just so you can see if you haven't done a book before, you know, a pamphlet stitch before. I've did one other time, but I like doing them. And so I think, well, let's just do it together, brother. So I hope that maybe you'll do it with me. Like maybe find, I don't know, an old encyclopedia or a bird book or garden book or something. And if you have some Mod Podge, you know, reinforce it. Or if it's not too interesting on one side, maybe take 2 pages and sew them together and put the interesting on, you know, inside and outside, and the non-interesting sandwiched together. Maybe you could do that. I will probably go ahead and sew around it. I think that helps anything you put on it to adhere a little bit better too. So yeah, so I'll probably do that. And I think a lot of these things that we're making, you know, can go into that. While we're talking, let me just paint this. Oh, I forgot I have black on that. Let's see if I'm going to make it muddy after all. So so that's my plan, and I hope that I'm just going to spray these. I hope that you'll do it with me. I think this is a dogwood. Not sure. I feel like there's a little bit of black still left on this brush. Okay, so I'm going to just go really quick. You know, like an artist does. act like I'm an artist. You ever seen those people that, you know, do these huge, like with a sponge or something, these gigantic art exhibits, and it took them, you know, 30 seconds? Amazing. Oh, I think that was supposed to be white and I've made it pink. Huh. Okay, I like it anyways. Pink with a little bit of gray. So, okay, so this is all I'm going to do, and I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to probably paint some of the other ones that I have sitting out here so they can all dry and I can get those ready to use. I'm excited about those. So when you see this, click down in the description. I hope you click the description all the time anyways. I always put little messages in there. But I hope you'll click this description because I'm going to try to find Ceri's video again. And I don't watch Ceri a lot because he does a lot of different things, but one of his wonderful things is mixed media. And I like I told you before, I just can't get into a whole nother genre of craft. I've just got too much. So I try not to watch too much of that because I'm afraid I'm going to get too excited and then, you know, want to go and get everything. And but I'll say the majority of the things that he does can be, you know, transfer over into junk journaling and the things that we use in journals and things. But you may be looking for something, like you're not quite sold on this whole junk journaling thing yet, and so you may be thinking, it all looks fun, but nothing's hit me just yet. And you know, so he may just be the inspiration you need. Now, one thing I do love to watch with him is he does I meant to look up to see what it was called so I could tell you, but he does this thing. It's kind of like coffee time type of thing where he just gives his opinion on stuff. And I love to hear people's opinions. I love to know where other people are coming from and you know, try to understand other people and what they think and how they tick and stuff. I love that. And I love to hear perspectives. So he does that. He does some stuff like that, and that's fun to watch. So so if you haven't watched him before, I'm gonna got a little bit of red in that. I got a little bit of water in that, so let's just use it. You know, I hope I can introduce you to him because he's really great. He doesn't know me. I don't know him. I just, you know, have watched him. But you can always tell him I sent you. I think, if I remember right, he is a baker by trade, like a cake decorator, cake artist. He's very well known in that arena, and that is not my arena. So, you know, I didn't know him except, you know, finding him on YouTube and hearing other people talk about him. So, all right, there we go. Okay, I hope you've been inspired, and Ceri inspired me, and I hope me doing Ceri's process with my own twist of product has inspired you to get in your craft room or get to your kitchen table and craft. So, all right, everybody, I hope you have a really great rest of the day, and let us know if you have any questions. We'd love to hear from you. Please subscribe and leave a comment. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.